Mind your business. Don't look at me. Don't look at my body parts. Don't look at my hair. Don't look at the air I breathe. Just carry on and let me carry on, please. Leave me alone. Hey everyone, welcome back to my office. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I'm so happy to have you. I hope that everyone is enjoying this season. Happy holidays. I hope that you had a great Christmas, and I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the season. So today I am going to do something I probably should have done at the beginning of this channel, at the start of this channel, and that is going to be get to know me, as like a little bit get to know me video. I asked persons on Instagram and on WhatsApp to let me know what questions they have for me, or questions that are related to mental health. So that's what we're going to do today. I have my phone here, I have the questions in my notes, so just hold on, let me get that. I wouldn't do them in any particular order. I'll just randomly choose the questions and move through them. So let's go. The first question is, what is my favorite color? I know there's a whole debate in the art world about whether black is a color or a shade, but I will say that black is my favorite color / shade, whatever you want to call it. The second question is, why did you start this channel? Okay, so this is why I'm saying I should have done this video at the beginning of this channel rather than at the end of the year, a whole year after I started the channel. But to keep it short, I started this YouTube channel based off of inspiration that I had received after I had completed my capstone project, which was my final project for my psychology degree. And I based that research off of the lack of mental health resources, whether human resources or just resources regarding research or mental health care, all of that. I based my research off of the lack of that in my country, Guyana, and other countries that are in the low and middle income category around the Caribbean. And I was open to so much. Like, I had such a huge revelation on how severely Guyana and other countries in the Caribbean especially, how severely we lack the necessary mental health resources that we need. Like, we desperately need it. And Guyana especially, I mean, we're trying. We are now making a bit of progress. I mean, there's so much more that should be done, could be done, is needed to be done. And I felt that I wanted to somehow play a role in helping to bring more knowledge. So I just decided that I would try to do my part by creating short videos to inform people, to help to raise awareness, to help people to understand how serious and important their mental health is. So yeah, that's basically it. I just did this so that I could play my part in helping to raise mental health awareness, in helping to develop our arena or field of mental health in whatever way that I could. And that's where it started. I was very afraid to be honest, to put myself out there. It took me a while. I mean, it was something that was on my mind for a while, but it took me a while to actually get going with it. And I'm happy that I did it. I'm so grateful that I did it. I'm so grateful that there are people who are appreciative and are interested about learning about their mental well-being and learning how they can take better care of their mental health. So that was that. I try to keep it short, but I like talk. I know I like talk. All right, next question. What are your hidden talents? What are my hidden talents? I don't think I have any hidden talents. I don't think that there's anything that I do that people aren't aware of. I probably just don't do them as often, I guess. And I guess some people know about some things, some know about others. I don't know. So I don't think I have hidden talents. But some of the things that I do or used to do more often are singing, dancing slash miming. Why can't I think? Don't I have talents? Oh wow. I do some photography, video editing. I mean, yeah, I edit my own YouTube videos, so I guess that's obvious. Who I am, I don't know. I guess I'm not talented. Oh, I also kind of sort of rap. Well, I think so. I mean, my friend asked me to rap on his album, so I don't know if that makes me legit. I love writing a lot. I used to write a lot of poems before I kind of stopped, but I still enjoy writing pieces. I don't know what to call them. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I give up. The next question: what is the difference between schizophrenia and bipolar disorder? This is a good one. I like this one. So, the difference between schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Well, the main difference is that bipolar disorder is more associated with a lot of severe mood swings. They have stages of mania, which is also known as stages where a person might seem, extremely energetic, extremely happy, and then there are stages, there are low stages, the depressive stages, and those are the stages where the person would be more low energy. So it's always like a contrast. At one point in time, they're going to be like super on top of the world or seemingly super hyperactive and energetic, and then at the other time they're going to be very low energy. Whereas schizophrenia is it poses more severe symptoms of hallucinations and delusions, where they'd be hearing things that aren't there, seeing things that aren't actually there, believing things that aren't necessarily true. I would say, both are very serious disorders, but I would say that schizophrenia is a more severe mental disorder, presents more severe symptoms. What is my pet peeve? All right, first of all, I have many pet peeves, but I would say my biggest pet peeve is getting hustled or catcalled or called off or soups off or whatever you want to call it. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. I don't want nobody telling me nothing when I'm walking down the road. I want to walk down the road in peace. I ain't ask anybody to tell me I'm looking sexy. I ain't ask anybody to tell me my back looking nice or my front looking nice or my side looking nice. I didn't ask for any of it. I just want to walk down the road in peace. I don't want nobody telling me nothing. I don't want nobody calling me baby, sweetheart. None of it. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. It's disrespectful. It's distasteful. It's despicable. I hate it. And then I hate the fact that people also say, oh, well, you shouldn't wear this if you want nobody tell you nothing, or you shouldn't wear that. Let me tell you something. Even if a woman wearing the longest skirt, the slackest t-shirt, It does not matter. Men, some men, I don't even want, they're not, I shouldn't even call them men. Male creatures, they can still harass the woman. They can tell her they want to know what looking like under the skirt, with a t-shirt, hiding. Like, it really doesn't matter. And regardless of what a woman wears, or like whoever wears, nobody deserves to be sexually harassed. Mind your own business. Don't look at me. Don't look at my body parts. Don't look at my hair. Don't look at the air I breathe. Just carry on and let me carry on, please. Leave me alone. I hate it. It annoys me. Ugh. Next question. What are some tips to deal or cope with death? Okay, this is a very tricky question to answer, because grief looks differently for everyone. No one goes through the very same process of grieving. Everyone grieves differently, and I think that's one thing that's important for anyone who's going through something like this to understand. Don't compare yourself to how someone else grieves or someone else deals with loss. This is yours to process in the way that you need to process it. I would say to find yourself a very strong and good system of support. Do not isolate yourself from your loved ones, because especially if you're all suffering from the same loss, you need each other. You need each other in this time to, rely on each other's strength and support and love and comfort. Don't isolate yourself. That makes things so much worse. You should allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Don't try to suppress your tears. Don't try to, not cry and think that you're crying too much or anything like that. Allow yourself to feel whatever you have to feel. Release those feelings. Just let it out. Just release yourself and relieve yourself of whatever emotions you're feeling at that time. Let it happen. It's important to understand that sometimes your feelings in that time could look different. It might not always be, sadness. Sometimes people might feel happy, or they might feel, some amount of joy, because they might remember, a good time that they shared with that person. So you could feel happiness and joy. Nothing is wrong with that. You're not happy that the person is gone or anything like that. But, if you feel that, feel it. Don't feel guilty about it. Just allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Sometimes you might feel angry. Sometimes you might feel disappointed. Sometimes you might feel afraid or anxious. All of these feelings are normal and natural and validated. Just let yourself feel. Let those feelings out. It's good, rather than, suppressing everything and keeping everything in. Also, find good things to keep yourself occupied. Find something that will help you, keep your mind off of, too much of, what is going on. Try to keep yourself occupied. Try to, find something to pass time, rather than just, holding up in a corner or in your bed or in your room. Also, it's good to learn about grief, like enlighten yourself on what grief looks like, so that you can understand what it is that you're experiencing, so that you wouldn't be confused, that or wondering, like, is this right? Should I be feeling this way? Just enlighten yourself on what grief, the process of grief, looks like. Also, ensure that you are practicing good self-care even in a time like this. Do not feel guilty to take care of yourself. Do not feel guilty to find a moment of enjoyment or relaxation or happiness, whatever it is that you need to cope. You do that for yourself. Take care of yourself. At the end of the day, your loved one would have wanted you to, you know, be healthy and to be happy. So ensure that you're also taking care of yourself, and pray. Prayer works, prayer heals, prayer comforts. You know, there's nothing like prayer. I would say pray. Tell God how you're feeling. Tell him all of your feelings. I mean, he already knows, but even if you can't talk to anybody else, talk to God. I think more than anything else, that is a very important thing to do. So I hope that helps, and I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I know who sent this to me, and I would have spoken to them yesterday actually, and my heart goes out to you. My heart also goes out to every other person who would have lost someone this year. I know that this year was very, very rough for everyone, and my heart goes out to you. I pray that you find healing. I pray that you're comforted. I know that it can't be easy. My heart goes out to everyone who would have lost someone this year. This was also a really good one, but I am not going to be able to entirely answer this question because I am still wanting to know more about this. I actually have a friend. I was gonna say I don't want to call his name, but I'm gonna call his name. I'm gonna call him out because he promised to come and do this video with me months ago. Savian David Long, yes, him. I'm still working on getting that video out. Hopefully we'll be able to get it done soon. But the question is, well, I'm paraphrasing this, how is mental illness and crime dealt with? Now, I don't really know the answer for this as it relates to Guyana. I don't know if we have all the necessary facilities and all that other stuff, all the resources to appropriately handle situations like these. So I'm not going to speak too much on that. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want to speak out of ignorance. But for what I know, as it relates to trial, there are very rare cases, or a few rare cases. I shouldn't say very rare cases, but there are rare cases where an individual will be considered unfit to stand trial or to be sentenced because of their mental illness. But in most cases, people who do have mental illnesses or mental challenges are usually tried the normal way. They're still considered fit to stand trial, or they might plead guilty, but yeah, they will still face the normal sentencing process. I know that the question that I was asked by the person, it had so many other parts, but like I said, hopefully very soon I'll be able to do a full video on that, because I think that it needs a lot more discussion, not just from the side of the person who has to stand trial, but you know, loved ones of the victim. Let's say the person was murdered or something like that. How do the people who were related to that person deal with having to accept that the person's killer was, you know, mentally challenged? Is that enough for that person, or for those people who have to now suffer a loss? Is that enough justice for them? I actually explained to the person I was talking to, I don't think that there would ever be any sort of adequate closure in an instance like that, because no amount of sentencing or lack of sentencing will ever bring that person back. You know, I don't think that a person would ever be able to receive full closure from something like that. But in cases like that where a person may be struggling, you know, with these challenges over the loss of their loved one, there are options like therapy and so on that that person could undergo to help them to find ways to live life, and you know, cope with the situation. But yeah, there's so much. I wouldn't have enough time to get into all of that, but that is something that I'm hoping, Savian, where are you? I hope you're listening. Hoping that we could deal with or talk about in an upcoming video. So next question. Oh, is this my real hair? Yeah, it's my real hair. I haven't been wearing the same weave or wig for the past how many ever years. This is my real hair. It grows out of my scalp. Yeah, I hope you see that. Yeah, this is my real hair. Let's see. How do I know if I have a mental illness? Okay, this is a good one. The short answer to this would be to take a look at if your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors, if those things are hampering you from living a normal life on a daily basis. Mental illnesses cause people to be unable to live a regular daily life. Like, they wouldn't be able to get certain things that any normal person should be able to get done. They wouldn't be able to do them. Actually, if you scroll down to the very first video that I uploaded on my channel, which I was very ashamed or afraid to upload, that would actually give you a general understanding of signs and symptoms of mental illnesses. So I'm really glad that you asked that question. I'm glad that you're concerned about your mental health. I hope that you're able to find some useful information in that video and in this answer. Another question that was kind of like that was, can I prevent myself from suffering from mental illnesses? No, everyone wouldn't be able to prevent themselves from suffering from mental illnesses or mental challenges. Mental issues. They said mental issues. So I think at some point in time we're all going to suffer from some sort of mental issue, because it's not necessarily you know, having to have like one of the major disorders. Mental health encompasses your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, you know. So at some point in time you might face some sort of challenge, whether it's stress, whether it's a bit of anxiety, you know, like the list is long. There is no way for every person to avoid having or facing mental challenges, because for some people it could also be biological. Like, they have no control over what happens. They're born that way. They're born with some sort of, you know, issue. So no, there's no way to entirely avoid it, but there are things that you can do to help to, you know, maintain your mental health. I also have videos that you can check out on that. There's a video on self-care. That's a good video. And yeah, so I hope that answers that question. Okay, so the next two questions are actually being recorded the day after I recorded the other set of questions, and this is because I actually missed these two questions on Instagram. Anyway, so if you notice anything different, the background might be a little brighter and so on. This is a whole other day, okay? I tried my best to look the same, but you know. So let me get into these two questions, and oh my goodness, I'm glad I actually saw these two, because these are another two questions that I'm actually planning to do videos on, because they will need a lot of time to be discussed. What do you most fear, and how would you deal with it if it happened? Okay. I have two answers for this. The first one has already happened numerous times because I garden and I see them every time I garden. I am so afraid of worms. I'm afraid of worms. I have a phobia. I'm not even exaggerating. When I see worms, I run, I scream, I cry, I completely freak out. I start even talking about, I wish you could see, like, my arm is so, like, I have goosebumps right now because I have a phobia for worms. It's an irrational fear, so there's no way to really explain why I'm so afraid of them. But yeah, so worms. I'm afraid of worms. But on a more serious note, I would say that my greatest fear is losing somebody I love. I'm so afraid of it. I don't know, God forbid, how I would deal with it if it happens. But that's something I'm really, really fearful of. And even as I get older, I am more aware of life and its realities. And I've been doing this a lot lately, just thinking about life and thinking about my loved ones and being, you know, afraid if something were to ever happen to any one of them. But I really can't answer the other part because I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do if anything were to happen to anybody that I love. I don't even want to think about I don't want to think about, even when that time comes. Yeah, I really don't know, because I don't think that is something you could ever be prepared for. I just know, like I was saying in the question regarding, coping with death, I would just have to rely on the strength of God. Literally, that's all I could tell you that I'd be able to do, because I don't know what else I'd be able to do on my own. So yeah. The next question, it just says mental health and relationships ? This is another very broad topic, broad question. I actually do plan on doing a video on this because there are so many facets, so many different areas that could be covered where this is concerned. But what I would say is that the two go hand in hand. Mental health and relationships go hand in hand. Even as I would have said in a previous question, mental illnesses debilitate a person's regular functioning in life, in society. And this would mean at work, it would mean in any social setting, it would mean in relationships. So while mental health affects or impacts a relationship, relationships also can take a toll on mental health. It goes both ways. So even to ensure, one of the ways to ensure that you're having a healthy relationship, whether an intimate relationship or one with co-workers or your friends, like whatever it is, it's important to ensure that you have good mental health, that you are in a good place to be able to relate to people, just to be able to be a good person to others. And likewise, it's important for others who are in relationships with us to be good people to us, because like I said, relationships do also have an impact on mental health. I mean, relationships aren't like, you know, all rainbows and unicorns and fine and dandy. You know, you'll have your good days, you'll have your bad days, but I think it's important for whoever you're in a relationship with, whether it's a parent, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, ensure that that person is treating you well. Ensure that you are treating that person well. Ensure that you are being uplifting, that you're being caring and considerate and respectful, and not nagging all the time or belittling the person all the time, or you know, just emotionally draining that person or abusing that person, or mentally draining or abusing that person. Because I mean, mental health covers so much, so many areas of our lives. So I think that I mean, like I said, I have to do an entire video on this. I just feel that it's important and necessary to ensure that in a relationship, whatever relationship it is, you are not only taking care of yourself, but you're also taking care of the other person. Now, somebody asks, who is my favorite viewer? That person is Jonelle. Jonelle, you want to get me in trouble? But you're not gonna get me in trouble, because I have my parents watching my videos, I have my boyfriend watching my videos, I have a lot of other people watching my videos, and I ain't about to get myself in no trouble. I love and appreciate all of my viewers, all of you who take time to inform yourself and take time to encourage me and give me your feedback and all of these things. I appreciate every single one of you who would have subscribed from the beginning of this year to now. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I love all of you, but I will say that Jonelle is a very, very special viewer. Okay, she is always on time for these videos. I think she missed one. I think Sarah actually beat her to that here. Hey Sarah, I love you too. I appreciate you too. But yeah, Jonelle, she's on top of it. She's always there. I appreciate her. She's one of my very special viewers. Love you. And my last question is if I have any New Year's resolutions. I'm not a New Year's resolutions person. No offense to all the people who do New Year's resolutions. I am just not a New Year's resolution person, because I think that the time to do better and be better and to make a change and to make a difference is always now. The time to do better is always now. We are not promised tomorrow. We don't know if we're going to live to see the next day or even the next hour. Like, you know, life is so unpredictable, it's so fragile, it's so precious, and it's important to make the best of it while you can make the best of it. So generally I don't make New Year's resolutions. However, I would say that my aim is to just from here on out get better, do better. Even for the channel, I need to become a lot more consistent. I appreciate the people who are still here, although I upload only once a month and I don't have any sort of consistent schedule with it. That's something I definitely want to try to work on. I'm not gonna make any promises and say, okay, by this time or that time, but I am working on becoming more consistent. I do have a lot of ideas and you know, content that I want to create and to put out there. It's challenging, I will say. It's challenging recording these videos, planning for these videos, researching for these videos, editing these videos. I'm a perfectionist, so I take a lot of time to, you know, try to get things to just the way that I want to see them done. So that consumes a lot of my time. Hats off to the people who do this as a living, you know, every single day. Admire you. But yeah, I really just want to expand, to do more, to help more, to give more, to just do my part. And yeah, so that's it. No New Year's resolutions, just an aim to grow and do more. Just do more while I can. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so very much, everyone, for not just tuning into this video, but tuning into every other video that you have this year. It has been such a wonderful journey. I am so glad that I decided to do it. Thank you to everyone who would have pushed me and encouraged me and, you know, kept going behind me until I got it done. I really appreciate every one of you. I'm so excited to grow with you, and I hope that, you know, I can continue to help you and help others. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm asking you, before the end of the year, let's hit 200 subscribers, please. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can also feel free to follow me on Instagram, where you would find more topics on mental health. I wish you a wonderful rest of the year and a wonderful new year. I trust that, you know, we all make it to 2021. It really is a blessing to be alive now, considering everything that has been going on this year. So I look forward to seeing you in the new year, and remember to become informed on the matters of mental health, because your mental health matters. Bye bye.